Imagine driving down the highway and suddenly your engine stalls without any warning. Or perhaps you go to start your car in the morning and it completely refuses to turn over. This is the nightmare scenario associated with the P060A diagnostic trouble code, and it is definitely one of the more serious codes your onboard computer can throw at you. Basically, this code means your Powertrain Control Module, or PCM, which is essentially the brain of your car, has detected an internal processor error. It is like your car is having a nervous breakdown. This logic applies to many vehicles, from Hondas and Fords to Toyotas and Mercedes-Benz models. Inside that computer, there are monitoring processors that are constantly running self-tests, checking temperatures and verifying input and output signals hundreds of times a second. They're also talking to other modules on the Controller Area Network, or CAN, to make sure everyone is on the same page. When the PCM notices a discrepancy in its own math or between controllers, it sets this code. The symptoms can be pretty aggressive. You might experience harsh or erratic shifting from your automatic transmission, a noticeable drop in fuel efficiency, rough idling, hesitation when you try to accelerate, or, as I mentioned, a complete no-start condition. Fixing this is not always a walk in the park, even for seasoned mechanics, because it often points to the controller itself. However, before you go spending big money on a new computer, you need to rule out the basics. You'll need a diagnostic scanner and a digital volt-ohm meter, or DVOM. Start by clearing the codes and seeing if it comes back immediately or if it is intermittent. Check your technical service bulletins first, because sometimes a manufacturer releases a software update that fixes this glitch without needing parts. If that is not it, you have to get your hands dirty checking the power supply fuses and relays for the PCM. A blown fuse or a bad ground connection is a common culprit that mimics a dead computer. Use your DVOM to test battery voltage at the controller and, crucially, test the ground integrity. A loose or corroded ground wire can cause voltage spikes that confuse the processor. Inspect the wiring harness for any signs of heat damage, water intrusion, or short circuits. If all the wiring checks out perfectly and you still have the code, you're likely looking at a defective controller or a programming error. Just remember, replacing the PCM almost always requires reprogramming it to match your specific vehicle, so this might be a job where you need dealer-level tools or a shop that specializes in flashing automotive computers. Don't ignore this one. It rarely fixes itself and usually gets worse.